Dolphins are swimming around my boat. And swimming under the boat.
Welcome to Stir Crazy Sailing and Adventures. I'm Dennis. I left a career I enjoyed to pursue the activities that I love, with the aim of single-handing a sailboat from Lake Michigan to the Caribbean.
That's nuts.
I expect some success and some failure along the way, but that's part of the adventure.
All right.
I'll also share with you how I try to stay healthy and fit as I go. Having you along will make this trip even more fun. Thanks for joining me.
What a beautiful boat.
As you can tell, we are going to be out in the ocean today with the dolphins, but we're also going to be in the beautiful Intracoastal, just inside the Outer Banks. We'll be making stops at Catalina Beach, Myrtle Beach, Georgetown, and making our way to Charleston, South Carolina. Thanks for joining me.
A lot of cruising boats doing the loop. Quincy, Massachusetts, a long way from home. I have two lines which are cinched on my cleats, and the boat has been secured all my life doing the knots that way. So why here in Catalina Beach, South Carolina, a beautiful town with nice people, would my boat come untied from a mooring buoy, float 400 yards, and bump into another boat, causing a scuff that I have to pay for to get fixed? So it's a mystery, but I also find it difficult to believe that two ropes would come untied on my boat. So that's odd. I mean, one rope going to a mooring buoy, maybe. But two ropes doubled back and cinched in a way that as the rope pulls on the cleat, the knot gets tighter. It's very odd. Vandalism, not likely. But something weird happened. I can't imagine what it was. Again, human error is most likely. It's just hard to imagine how that could happen. If this has happened to you, send me a comment. Maybe you've got some pointers for me. Thanks, sailors. Odd, odd, odd. Again, a mystery that will never be solved. We're on our way to Southport today. We're going to cross the Cape Fear Inlet and, see a little bit of ocean and then get back to the Intracoastal. The wind is going to be on my nose after I get to Southport. So it's hard for me to get back out into the ocean, then go down to Myrtle Beach. I'm likely to stay in the Intracoastal to get to Myrtle Beach. We'll see. I'd like to get back out into the ocean, but not sure that's going to happen. All right, let's get underway.
As luck would have it, mine was continuing to be bad.
First, we had our problem with the boat becoming untied from a mooring buoy here. Catalina Beach. Now I'm not getting my GPS information, which means my navigation information is off. My chart is not telling me where I am. My chart plotter is not telling me where I am, which is a drag in shallow water. It's a real challenge. So off we go. We'll see if it comes back on.
Catalina Beach is too nice to let bad luck go on for too long.
System reboot and we are back in business. I know where I am. This is good. Whether or not I know who I am, that's a better question. Dolphins, trying to catch them on camera. They are elusive. And what do you hear in the background sometimes? You hear Dan Patrick, sports radio in the morning. It's nice to have a little bit of company other than you in the morning, so I listen to some sports radio. Where is that dolphin?
And if we thought our regular visits by the Navy were over, we would be wrong.
This is the Cape Fear River, and I can't think about the Cape Fear River without the movie Cape Fear. And It's demented a little bit, the movie is. I saw a boat in St. Michael's named Cape Fear. I thought, if you named your boat Cape Fear, I'm not sure you saw that movie. On charts and on my chart plotter, you know, the Cape Fear River looks like a super highway. It looks like there are lanes and ships and all sorts of activity out here. And then I get here and it's just wide open. It's pretty. It's low lying. It's you know, it's deserted. There are a few boats on my tail way back, but there's nobody out here. Lots of markers in the river to guide me. Glad that I've got my electronics for sure out here. The wind is right on my nose, if you can see my Windex up there. So no sailing, even though it's wide open out here. And looking forward to getting to Southport. A couple of free docks there. If they're empty, it'd be nice to pull up in there, maybe get some water. And who knows what else. I mean, it's good light. I can see the buoys and so forth, but they can be a little bit confusing. And so having an operable chart plotter, which shows me the best depths and how to avoid shallows, that's a good thing. We like that. But really, the Cape Fear River is just, you know, wide open. The camera can't pick it up. It's just, there are a bunch of trees way over there, a couple of cranes for a port. Out here on a sunny, beautiful November day. Hey, buddy. Can't see much of Southport so far except for the marina. I made better time than I expected. The Cape Fear River had me clipping along at better than 7 knots. So we're ahead of schedule. It's noon and I think I'm going to press on, look for a good anchorage. Everybody has their own little seating area out over the water. Sitting out on a deck over the water watching the world go by seems to be part of the culture here. Plenty of courteous boaters going by slowly so they don't give me a big wake. That's nice. And there he goes. Nice houses. Big day today. We are in shallow Shallot Creek, just north of Myrtle Beach. And it's shallow here. We've got tide, wind issues, and so we're gonna get on our way here early while the tide is high. I'm only maybe 2 miles from the ocean. The Outer Banks are right behind me. New batteries today. Stopping in Myrtle Beach. I've ordered new batteries in advance at West Marine, trying to figure out a way to get in, get those, and get on my way. Yeah, so it'll be a big day. Thanks for joining me. Lots of fun, beautiful place, nice anchorage, just small. There were 5 boats in here last night. You know, the weeds are right there, and with the sun, you can't see the other boat very well unless I turn this way. But he's much farther offshore than what the other guy was. He was between me and the tall grass over there. Couldn't have been more than 50 feet offshore. So it's small and it gets shallow quickly. I was a little bit paranoid last night when my boat was in the opposite direction of all the other boats. Just the way that the currents were, my boat was swinging out toward the ocean with the current, and everybody else's boat, they were, you know, just out of the current a little bit in the eddy area, and the wind was pushing them in the opposite direction. So I thought I was wrong, and I had to go out and make sure that my anchor was where it was supposed to be and I wasn't hung up on my keel. So I'm just, man, I'm just so happy. I'm sleeping really well on the boat. I put those foam mattress pad thingies on my boat back in Coin Jock, and man, are they comfortable. So I've been sleeping really well, and I feel fantastic today. I could use a workout, could use a bike ride, I could use some exercise, as I always can. I'm so far behind in that part of my life, but so much of my life. I feel so blessed and so happy. Thanks again for joining me and being part of that blessing. I mean it. Woo! It looks deceptively inviting, but there are shoals out there and sandbars, and there's no getting in and no getting out. But it is inviting. It's beautiful this morning, and this is just one of those places where the Intracoastal has an outlet to the sea. It's just beautiful. My goodness, the Outer Banks. More pastel houses here. I like the pastel houses on the beach. They just look really good.
The ICW begins to look busier around Myrtle Beach.
It's cool to see the campers in the park over there. Reminds me of a great YouTube channel, Keep Your Daydream. If you're a person who thinks that you would love to go out and have an adventure like this and travel by water, but you aren't a sailor, you don't have any experience sailing, and really a camper is more likely in your future, Keep Your Daydream is a really good channel, nice people, and a tree once fell on their son's Jeep, and I helped them when the accident occurred. I don't know, it's in one of my episodes a long time ago. Keep Your Daydream, pretty cool people, and they are road bikers now. I'm a mountain biker, but I see on their channel where they are road bikers, and it just goes to show that you need to get some exercise when you spend so much time in a vehicle, whether it be a boat or a camper, or a pickup truck pulling a camper. They've had an RV and now they're pulling an Airstream. Anyway, cool channel if you're into that. We like barges that have excavation equipment on them, because they're either building something like a dock that we may need, or more likely they're dredging. And we need that a lot here. They've moved the markers a lot, so that what my chart tells me is deep water and what is actually deep water based on the channel markers are different. But that just goes to show how much it shoals up here in the ICW.
Myrtle Beach is a really busy place, but Lightkeepers Marina isn't so busy that they can't be so helpful. And Lex came out to help me with the lines for the boat, and then he was instrumental helping me to get the batteries on the boat.
Well, I was looking for the YMCA, and I crossed the wrong bridge. I've been over bridges like this before. This is typical of what a bridge looks like when it goes over the Intracoastal Waterway. There are lots of highways and expressways that go over the Intracoastal. At least there's a little walkway on this bridge. I've been over bridges where there is no walkway and the shoulder is about 6 inches. That was in Coinjock. There wasn't even a way for me to get out the video camera. Could have put it on my chest, I suppose, but I had other things on my mind. You understand, don't you? Well, this is Myrtle Beach, and the waterway's lovely. The town is full of high-rises and neon and bars and tourist stuff. So this is really about all you need to see of the town. If you want to come here, great. Play golf, go to the beach. But I'm very interested in seeing the waterway around here once I get my bike going. All right, here we go.
All good things must come to an end, and unfortunately, the sidewalk on the edge of this bridge came to an end rather abruptly. My bike dropped down, which caused a hairline fracture in the tripod I was using for my camera.
Yeah, that was tricky.
I didn't notice the hairline fracture initially, but I sure did eventually.
I just videoed a bunch about me replacing my battery. I was going to cut down to 30 seconds or something. But in getting the battery off the boat, my GoPro snapped off of my little tripod handle and went into the water. Damn. So there are gators. Ouch. So there are gators here. And probably not a threat. So I'm going to find out from the harbor master how likely it is I can find it. What a drag. There are a lot of weeds and mud and stuff. Going in doesn't make a lot of sense, but I feel like I should. We'll see.
I survived a dip in the water, but my camera didn't.
I was very uncomfortable when I dropped my camera in the water and had to go in, but this is the first shot of the replacement. So those are the culprits that are really being replaced today. I'll move one of these batteries up front for a better engine starting and windlass operating anchoring battery. And I'll put the two house batteries, the AGM batteries, back here with greater capability for running longer to operate my my auto helm, Sparky.
With my long-awaited battery project complete, it was time to head south on the ICW away from Myrtle Beach. The territory changed a lot, and I thought there were limited anchorages, so I stayed at Osprey Marina.
We're not in Kansas anymore. It's beautiful here. I'm glad I'm here outside of mosquito season. Yes, there are man-eating reptiles here. We're on the edge of the swamp, and lots of people ask, what is the difference between an alligator and a crocodile? Well, it all comes down to when the reptile is observed. I mean, one you'll see later and one you'll see in a while. I think most of you knew that, right? Yeah. It's odd how, I don't know if you can see this line, up about 4 feet on the trees, they start to get white, and I wonder if at one time the water got so high that it changed the color of the trees. But it's pretty here. The Waka River, I believe is what it's called. Waka River, I think so, is what this stage of the ICW is called. It's fun. And we've got 20 feet of water, which is great.
I arrived in Georgetown, South Carolina, happy to find a great anchorage. Unfortunately, I happened to also drop myself right in the middle of the Pawleys Island High School Waccamaw Warriors sailing team. They were out there training for an upcoming regatta in Atlanta in their 420s, doing a great job sailing around me, and I don't doubt that plenty of those kids could sail circles around me on any day. Georgetown is beautiful, with great old homes and a nice boardwalk and fine restaurants and a quirky feel that really made it fun. I enjoyed being there in Georgetown, but I wasn't there long enough, and I was eager to get back out on the ocean.
We were going to leave in the dark, or we were going to arrive in the dark. There's just no way around it if we go out into the ocean. So we'll be arriving in the dark in Charleston Harbor. Feeling pretty good about going out into the ocean. I don't think the small craft advisory is that big of a deal. We might actually need more wind. So I will rig the boat to sail here in a few minutes and make other plans. like that, we are back sailing on the ocean. Thanks for joining me. Thank you, Sparky, for steering. Yes, I do have some sail trimming to do. All right, it's a little bit wavy. Wind is okay. Following sea, it's been quartering sea, so a bit uncomfortable, and some motor sailing, motor sailing, and then sailing some more, making our way into Charleston. And it's almost time for lunch. It's a chicken noodle soup sort of day. It's not quite soup yet. I have it on the bigger pot just so it's balanced better. It's in an actual pan. In a pot, my pot is too heavy and it doesn't gimbal right on my stovetop in these conditions. All right. Dolphins are swimming around my boat. And swimming under the boat. Too cool. They went up, did a U-ey, came back and forth. They're so fast and so sleek. Oh, one just went under the boat. There he is.
I'll leave you with these beautiful images of the dolphins.
How cool is that?
Which provide a magical experience to me still. As well as some images of Charleston coming up, which leaves me with a bit of an eerie feeling while I'm there. I'll tell you about it next time. Thanks again for joining me. Please give me a thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe, and share with your friends. I'll see you again soon.